Hey guys, if you're new here and you like what I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. So Power Rangers issue number 12. This is the final issue of the Unlimited Power arc, as next month we move into the Herterian War story arc that will probably last just as long as this arc did, and I'm all for it because this Unlimited Power arc has been one hell of a ride. And this issue 12 of Power Rangers, I'm sure that a lot of people are going to complain because there's a lot of talking in this issue, but the talking and the dialogues between the characters is something I really appreciated in this issue, because in this issue we thought it would be our heroes' final moments as the planet was going to explode. So they had a lot of personal moments and some close bonding moments with each other where they sort of thought that their final days were upon them. But the final page is the reveal of Yale coming to save them. Although the Rangers don't know it's Yale, but this is the first issue where we get to see Yale morphed as the brand new Blue Omega Ranger. So, let's break down Power Rangers issue number 12 and talk about it in this review/recap. But before we get into this review, if you could leave a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated. Also, if you could share this video around on social media with a friend or with someone, with a group, that'd be much appreciated as well, because the YouTube algorithm loves it when videos are shared around, because it makes it think that a lot of people are watching it, a lot of people are interacting with it. I don't know how it works, that's what I'm told how it works, but if you could share this video around and leave a like on it, it'd be much appreciated as well. So, with that said, on with the review. So this issue opens up where we last left off, where the yellow emissary was literally ripped apart in front of our heroes, and seeing how bad things are getting, our Omega Rangers decide to make a break for it and head to the ship. But as they're heading to the ship, something is tossed in front of the Rangers, or tossed at the Rangers, at Jason, as they make their way to the ship, and that is the dismembered body of 11. And this is where the Rangers get the reveal that Draken now has his powers back, and Draken drops some very interesting bombshells in the next couple of pages. But what Draken's also done is he's basically shut down 11 completely, because he says, if you're planning on having your robot friend to save you, don't worry about that. He's not coming back from the dead this time. It's not going to happen. And Trini says, Draken, what the hell are you doing? You've doomed the universe. And Draken replies with, remember, I told you all to run. You all had a choice, but you didn't. You didn't listen to me. And this is where we get a flashback where we kind of get to see how Draken made his way back to Earth, and it's all because of the Imperials. The Imperials are the ones that sent Draken to look for the Rangers and lead them to the emissary. So this is all part of their master plan. But we also get to see in this flashback that Draken tried fighting the Imperials, and of course Draken wasn't going to stand a chance, but they gave him a choice to work for them and help the Rangers find the emissaries. So that is a really cool flashback. But not only that, we also get to see how Draken got his really cool face tattoos, and that's because of the Imperials implanting it on him, and that's really cool as well. But yeah, Draken says in exchange for his freedom and the return of his powers, all he had to do was lead them to the last emissary, so that way the Imperials could track him down. So on the next page, Draken gloats to the Rangers, saying that they're the ones who doomed the universe, and Draken was the one who dragged him along for the ride. And as Draken prepares to leave, Jason tries to stop him, where Jason says, back on Safe Haven, you asked me to fight for your freedom, and I just thought you were desperate, but now I think I know you knew this was coming. You knew you were going to have to betray us, and you didn't want to do it. You've helped us every step of the way, even when you didn't have to. I don't think you want to be the bad guy anymore. And Draken just glares at Jason by saying, yeah, you figured me out. You've got me all figured out, Jason. So I'm gonna leave. Enjoy the end of the world, kids. And that's the last we see of Draken, because he kind of pilots the ship and leaves the Rangers behind to their doom, which is kind of a crazy thing that Draken did, that he left the Rangers for dead. Now, seeing how this issue did end, I am wondering if Draken had a change of heart and did a U-turn to save our heroes, but we'll have to find out in the next upcoming issue. So I'm curious to see what Draken's fate is moving forward. Is he going to fly away in his ship and never be seen ever again for a couple of issues, or did he have a change of heart? I guess we'll have to find out. So the Yellow Emissary destroyed, the Yellow Imperial can now be resurrected, and I gotta say, Francesco with the artwork on this issue is freaking amazing, along with the coloring as well, because this issue is just lovely visually, especially with the planet exploding on itself, about to blow up, where you get some really cool shading and coloring with this issue, some really cool destruction in the background as the planet is crumbling apart. I gotta say, the artwork in this issue was top notch, and I freaking loved it. So the Yellow Emissary destroyed, the Yellow Imperial can now be resurrected, and we have a hologram of Zardius talking to the Imperials, and we get the same dialogue that Zardius had in issue 12 of Mighty Morphin. I nearly got him confused, but he has the exact same dialogue he had in issue 12, where he was talking to the Imperials by saying, hey, once your job's done, come here and I'm going to give you the next orders. But what's really interesting is the speech that the Zardius gives to the Imperials by saying, like your brethren, you serve me alone until the compact is complete. So the Imperials have to serve Zardius until the compact or the deal is complete. So I wonder what this deal is, what he made with him, and what's going to happen once that compact or once that deal is done. I'm guessing he's probably going to get blown up and killed by his own slaves, you can say. The things that he's pulling the strings with, no doubt about it, but it's cool to see some sort of catch that might be involved with Zardius controlling the Imperials. So with the planet set to be destroyed, the Rangers are facing their final moments, and I gotta say, these final moments that the Rangers think they're going to have are really fucking emotional, I will say that. And that is mostly expressed through the dialogue that Ryan is writing and the artwork that Francesco draws with this issue. Because when you first see Trini use the remains of 11 to be sort of like a camcorder, where you have this like talking to the camera, final days of my life thing going on with the Rangers, it's a really sad moment, especially the first page you see with Trini talking to the camera by saying how they've been on this planet for a while and they're going to die. And you can see the desperation and the fear in her eyes. And I feel like Francesco captured that perfectly with the character. So the next couple of pages is Zack and Jason trying to summon their Zords to this dying planet. And as Zack is trying to summon his Zord, you see a very familiar face, and that is the King of Herterian. And when I first saw this guy, when I turned the page, I was thinking, what the fuck? What is this guy doing here? How did he get here? What is this guy doing here? But then you find out it's all in Zack's head, and he's going crazy because this planet is about to be destroyed. But not only that, the guilt is also eating him up as well, because of in the desperate situation that he's in, with the planet about to be destroyed, he might be about to die. He's seeing someone that he left behind to die, and that guilt is eating him up inside. And Zack kind of confesses that he left his character to die to his friends, so you can tell that Zack still kind of feels bad about what he did. It still eats him up. Even though the king was a horrible person, he still feels bad for what he did back there. So the next page is narrated by Trini, and it goes over the Rangers unable to do much because the water on the planet they found tastes like ash they haven't eaten, and soon they'll have to have their helmets on to breathe so they can survive the air on this planet. But she talks about how she went through 11's files and she found a clip of 11 wearing Zack's shoes, and you see the Rangers looking at the clip and they're laughing. But not only that, they're crying while laughing. And it's sort of this nice somber moment that the characters have, but even in this desperate situation, they're still crying they're crying when they fall asleep. So you can kind of feel the desperation that these characters have as the planet is about to be destroyed. So the next page is Jason trying to punch the remains of the yellow emissary, where he's trying to do what Trini did to contact the red one, but that's not going to work. And Jason sort of has his breaking down moment where he knows that he made a lot of bad decisions along the way, and he's knowing that these decisions that he made right now, that he got him to right now, is going to lead to their death. So Jason kind of has a small mental breakdown on these pages, and I like what Ryan has done with these pages that we get in this issue, because each page is sort of detailing the insanity and the mental breakdowns that our characters are having as they think they're going to die on this planet. So after that, we then get one final message from Trini, and it's her telling the transmission about everything going on, about the Imperials, about who's controlling them, but she also hopes that this message will find its way to Earth, and she tells her parents that she loves them and apologizes for not telling them about the whole Power Rangers thing. So she has this really heartwarming moment where she's looking at the camera, she's crying, saying, hopefully when you're over being mad, maybe you'll be a little bit too proud too. And one more thing, and before she can say that, the message cuts out and it's the end of the transmission. And I gotta say, that moment there, that kind of tugged at my heartstrings, I will say that. So the next final pages are the Rangers sitting around just waiting for death, you can say. And as they're sitting around waiting for death, you do have some interesting back and forths between the characters, where Jason says, hey Trini, remember when you used to be afraid of heights? Trini responds with, remember when you used to be all about headbands, which kind of got a laugh out of me because Jason did wear a lot of headbands in those early seasons of Power Rangers. But we also have Zach confessing about how he left the Emperor of Herterian behind, and he didn't say a word to anyone. He says he knew it was wrong, but if he let the Emperor onto the ship, then the Queen would have died for nothing. So after that, the planet starts to explode in full effect, and it looks like our heroes are going to be crushed by debris and rocks, and things aren't looking good for them. But suddenly, they are saved by a mysterious stranger, that stranger being Yale. So here we have the reveal that Yale was the one who saved the Omega Rangers on the final page, and it says, to be continued in the Herterian War. But what's also really interesting is the final page with Yale on there, and Yale appears to be appearing out of some sort of blue portal, so I do wonder how Yale got here. Yeah, I know I said there's a blue portal, but I have no idea how it was summoned here and what beckoned Yale to come save their comrades, so that's something that's really interesting we got in this issue. But yeah, we finally get to see Yale morphed in the comic, and I gotta say, dang, Yale thick when morphed. But anyways, that was Power Rangers issue number 12. Overall, I thought it was a really good, solid issue. It tugged at the heartstrings a lot with those character develop moments with our Omega Rangers sort of talking to each other on what they thought that would be their final days. So I think these moments made them very, very human, or even much more human, as they were talking to one another, thinking they were going to die. So I really enjoyed these moments that the characters had as the planet was going to explode. I know some people are going to complain there's not enough action, or where's the action? They're just standing around talking. Well, I liked this issue where everyone stood around talking. I thought it was really heartwarming. But next month is the Herterian War, as the Unlimited Power story arc comes to a close this month, and I'm really excited for the Herterian War story arc because it's been hyped up a lot. You've seen a couple of the covers if you've been paying attention to them. They look freaking crazy. Not only that, we've got the entire Mega Ranger team back together. Yale's the brand new Blue Omega Ranger. I'm excited to see what Yale is going to bring to the table as a character moving forward. I'm really looking forward to that. Not only that, we've got Draken, the Imperials, Zardius, because no doubt about it, the Eltarians are going to clash with the Omega Rangers at some point. I can feel it in my gut, but I'm just really excited to see what's going to happen moving forward with this comic, because once again, Ryan Parrott has knocked it out of the park with this comic, as he does every month. So props to Ryan with his amazing writing skills with this storyline and with this comic. But anyway guys, what did you think of Power Rangers issue number 12? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me down below. With that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. Special thanks to all the Patreon supporters and YouTube members, Swaggerford and Andrew McCoyle. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, join the Patreon or become a YouTube member. It's right next to the red subscribe button. You can't miss it. So become a member, become a Patreon supporter, and help support the channel. It really helps out a lot. You don't have to if you don't want to, but your help is always greatly appreciated and loved. So with that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day or night. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll definitely see you in issue 13 of Mighty Morphin for the upcoming Herterian War. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, bye.